Okay, if you viewed previous videos, I made that prettier. I also added restrictions on b. b has to be positive, and it can't be 1. Any positive number except 1 works as what we call the base for an exponential function, and everything that we've said here applies to any base b that's greater than or equals 0, not equal to 1. And then let's see, I changed the color of this dot. I think there's one other thing that I modified slightly. But anyhow, we've now got this problem that I'm going to ask you to do. Okay, I'm going to ask you for each green dot on the graph here. Now, I don't have any green dots on the graph yet, but I'm going to put some there. Okay, so for each green dot, I want you to construct an exponential graph through that point. There are going to be 3 dots, so you're going to get 3 new graphs. You should already have constructed this, and ideally with a compass and straight edge. It's not that difficult to do in this case. Okay, so I'm going to put a green dot, I'm going to put a green dot right here. So I'm going to want you to construct an exponential function through this dot. And then I'm going to put another green dot, about here. So I'm going to want you to construct an exponential function through this dot using the same displacement that we used on the original graph, using whatever displacement you used when you constructed your original graph. If you use a different displacement, then it's not going to represent, then your graphs will all represent different exponential functions, and that can be okay, but that's not what we're trying to do right now. Okay, and then I'm going to ask you to do one more, starting with, no, wait, okay. I don't want to start with that point. I think I want to go ahead and start, let's say here. Okay, so we want to construct exponential graphs for each of these points, and I'm actually going to move that point. I don't like where I put that one. So I'm going to get rid of that. Should have planned this out a little better to start with, but I'm going to put it down here. Okay? So, got 3 dots, construct exponential graphs through each of those points. Then, I want you to repeat that, but I want you to use the reverse x displacement so that when x changes by this much, okay, and in this direction, your y value doubles. So you want to think about what that means, and you want to go ahead and do that. Now I'll go ahead and stop this video right here, but I will follow up with at least a couple of hints in case you need them, but hopefully you don't. Try to do this without looking at any of the hints. If it means you got to think about it for a half hour, think about it for a half hour. Now, if you think about it for 10 minutes and you don't have any new thoughts at all, maybe you ought to look at the hints. But try to have some good thoughts. And maybe you think about it 10 minutes now, 10 minutes later, and 10 minutes tomorrow before you even try to do this. Okay? But maybe you'll see it right away. Some people will. Some people need to spread the thinking process out a little more. Whatever works is good.